right, welcome to the R&R Network. I'm Roger. Lisa's, I'm not sure where she's at, to be honest. She might be at work, she might be at home. We'll find out. Our communication is so good, right? Um, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be doing part of a review series. The review series is gonna be a class I'm taking, public notary class. It's actually really interesting. It's long. It's a lot of information, so I'm starting to get overloaded. But anyways, we're gonna do a review after I finish the test. There's a test to get certified, and it's all official and real. Shit's getting real, man. Anyways, yeah, we'll do a review after the class, how I feel. But we're on break now, and yeah, we'll talk about it after the lesson and give a review of the teacher, the material, the class, and some final thoughts and feelings. So let me go back into the classroom and fry my brain a little bit more. So let's get going. Okay, so part of the review series of the class. This is way after the class. I was gonna do it right after the class, but I just really wanted to get the H out of there. So now I'm home, relaxed, all chilled out, ready to eat the oatmeal and stuff. But that's not what the video is about. We're gonna do a review of the class. So it was a public notary class. It was 6 hours, I think, from 8 to 4 basically. But there's breaks and stuff in between. Plenty of breaks and study time and stuff like that. And the test was scheduled from 4 to 5. That was the, oops. Right. That was the official schedule for it. But the lesson time was fine. And the test went a bit longer than expected because it's an official test. They had to do it properly, and there's a lot of procedures they had to go through, so that took a long time. So it ended up being a lot later than I thought. So in my head, I thought I was going to be out of there by 4, but yeah, it did say, I think someone said, yeah, it said in the course catalog from 4 to 5 was the test. But for some reason I thought it wasn't going to be that long, and then they're just gonna what was I thinking? Yeah, they're gonna just start the test early or something and just get it done. And I thought it was gonna be an open book test, because I think the second one, the other class I took, said it was an open book test, but this one wasn't. It was an official test. So so it took a long time to get the whole test through. And that was a little bit annoying. So that will be reflected in the score. Let's see. So the class was interesting. It was a good class, good teacher. A lot of the stuff he said was exactly the way he said on the test. So that was good. A lot of breaks. He used a lot of pictorial examples on the board. He didn't use a computer. He printed out the PowerPoints and just handed them out to people. I'm not sure if it was because of a tech thing or whatever, but that's what we had, his PowerPoint slides on copies. But that didn't matter. I mean, they were good. And the points he had were, like I said, they were spot on the test too. So, but there was a lot of information to remember for the test, which was directly after the class. So you take a class that he offers and you pay for, and then there's a test afterwards, which everyone has to pay for the test no matter what. They don't have to pay for a class, or they don't have to do that class. But the test, whoever wants to get a certificate or certified or commissioned, I guess, I think the word is commissioned, needs to pass the test first. That's the first step. So no matter what, you have to pay the $40. But anyways, yeah, the test was right after his class. I thought it was a good class, a lot of good information. Like I said, he used pictures and stuff. Some good stories too to add on to it. So the class was really interesting. Teacher was spot on. Um, One thing I was a little bit surprised was there were extra course material or material that you have to have to do this job after you're certified or commissioned. And everyone's got to get one anyways, no matter what, right? But he happens to be, well, not happens, but he sells some of those things. And there's a lot of places that, sell to this kind of work because everyone needs one. They have to have one to do their job because when you report to the state, you have to have this something and it's got to look like this with these things. So yeah, it's a business too, which he was doing, but I felt good with him. Like I thought the price was fairly reasonable. It was a package set. I'm pretty sure he's giving us a good deal because he's like a mom and pop type of outfit. Him and his wife, you know, I don't think they're doing it for big business. I mean, I think they're trying. That's why they do a lot of schools and classes, and they offer this deal. But yeah, I get it. So I thought it was a good deal, but kind of a hidden cost I didn't know about, and hidden time which I didn't know about. So, but like I said, the class was really good, interesting. Provided a lot of material, a lot of information, um, test taking tips, things like that. Really good. And it was a convenient place. The parking was easy, really close by. There's a gym close by, so I could go there before I worked out, which was really nice. The class was not too big. I sat in the front, so I don't know how the sound was in the back, but no problems. Again, the testing was run smoothly. It was just like the Japanese proficiency test, just official stuff. You got to do the procedure because this is, for the state or whatever. So I understood what they were doing. I just didn't count on it. I didn't know it was going to be an official test. Like I said, I thought it was going to be an open book test or some computer test or something. Just boom, 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 like we do at Walmart. But yeah, it wasn't like that. It was all really official. And once I found that, I was like, oh man, we're gonna be here a while. So, okay, so overall, let's give it a score. I think the score for the point system, one system is the teacher and we'll just do the teacher, and that's 4.5. 5, yeah, 4, 5, 4.5 higher, 5. We'll give them 5. I didn't have any problems with them. Good stories, and they weren't too long. They were related to the story, and he did keep it moving at a good pace, so he didn't, just kind of wander off on one topic. So that was good. Let's see. The class was good. The seats were good. I mean, relatively speaking. I mean, the table was small, but it's a university. That's kind of the thing, right? So that was okay. The parking was really good. There's no one there on a Saturday, so that was good. Location was pretty good. It was near the restrooms, but none of the shops were open, so I don't know if it was a good place for that. I think and so they're all like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 so far. Pretty high marks. Yeah, we'll go 5, 5, 5. And then the only problem I had, which is going to be a 3, is the lesson time was a lot longer than I expected. So, and maybe that was my fault for not reading carefully, but that's the score I'm giving it. So that's too bad. And then, let's see what else. The test was a little bit long. And, yeah, I think that's about it for the low scores, things like that. It was the test, was really long, the time, things like that. So, but, overall, I'm going to give the whole, overall experience like a 4.5, really high, really good. The class was good. The test was hard. Oh, that's the other thing. The test was, pretty hard. So, but that's what you expect to get commissioned by the state. It shouldn't be an easy test. So he said passing rate is about 70%. I know, like when I calculated all the answers, I pretty much knew. I thought pretty well. I was at like 50 or 60%. 50 or yeah, and all you got to get is 70. So And then after that, I went back and tried to double check and got a few more easy answers, I thought. So I might be really close at that 70-point mark, which he said was kind of the where a lot of people miss by 1.69, 68, things like that. So I might be one of those people. But anyways, yeah, the test was hard as expected, so I'll still give it a 5 because that's what it should be, right? So overall, yeah, still, we're giving it a 4.5. It's a good class, it's a good course, good teacher. If you're interested in that kind of work, so I would highly recommend taking that class. It's relatively cheap considering it's at a community college, so I'm sure they're giving little discounts or compared to going out in the private sector. So check it out, Southwestern College Public Notary under continuing education, 4.5 stars. Go take the class, get commissioned.